All right, so we're going to talk about the key differences between MIG, TIG, and stick welding. So when we're talking about MIG welding, MIG actually stands for metal inert gas. The proper term is GMAW, gas metal arc welding. It's been around for a long time. Basically, you've got a roll of wire. So when you pull the trigger, the wire feeds, the heat is found at the contact tip, and that wire is going to perform well on that bead. There are a lot of different variations in MIG welding nowadays with your pulse MIG and your RMD and your STT processes that Miller or Lincoln have recently developed. So MIG is really prevalent in a lot of industries. Where do you think we're going to find a lot of these MIG jobs?
A lot of these MIG jobs are going to be in factories and your shops where they're trying to roll out stuff really quick. I have seen where on some pipelines, they will have MIG or automated robots doing the MIG welding. But you're not really going to see it out in the refineries and the boilers. Now, in the boilers, you will see MIG or, wire-fed machines like filling up gaps or just doing overlay. Or in towers and refineries, you'll see a lot of MIG overlay. But out in the field and field welds and stuff, it's mostly going to be stick and TIG. But MIG is going to be most seen in fab shops or out on the pipelines and whatnot where they got the automated systems.
A lot of people think MIG is easier to learn because we're pulling the trigger and we only have to go in one direction, that direction of travel. A little bit more difficult is stick welding. So stick welding, the slang term for SMAW, shielded metal arc welding, you typically have an electrode that you're going to insert into the holder. So now you have two motions of travel. You've got to, as the electrode burns, go down, but go in the direction of travel as well. So that electrode melts. So for MIG welding, it can be continuous. As long as you can hold the trigger, the weld's going to keep going. But on stick welding, you have to stop every couple of minutes and put a new electrode in. Where are you going to find some of those stick welding jobs?
You're going to find most of these stick welding jobs out in the field. It's more common than anything else because it's so easy and it's a lot cheaper than buying gas for MIG or TIG. But stick, you're going to see it in structural jobs, in pipe jobs, on the pipeline, fabrication shops, if they got some kind of junk iron they're going to throw together. So you're going to see it everywhere, and a lot of bigger pipe jobs are going to have it because why spend the money on gas when you can just buy a box of rods and get a lot welded too. So you're going to see it everywhere, but mostly on like the pipeline and the plants.
Right. So your stick welding is very versatile. You can weld on a windy condition. You can have welding rods of various different sizes and strength. So it's a little bit more, I guess, prevalent in certain industries. Moving into TIG welding. TIG has several different slang names. So TIG stands for tungsten inert gas. A lot of the old timers were going to call it heliarc because when that process, the GTAW, gas tungsten arc welding, was first invented, they were using helium as the shielding gas. We've now switched to argon because helium, as we know, is going to float away and the argon is going to concentrate more around that puddle.
All right.
TIG is a lot more difficult to learn, so now you have your heat source in one hand and your electrode, or your filler wire, sorry, in the other hand. So TIG is more difficult to learn, but one of the main differences with TIG and your other processes is there's almost no spatter whatsoever when your TIG process, like you would have with the MIG process. There's no slag like you would have with the stick weld process. Right. So where are we going to find a lot of these TIG welds?
You're going to find this in tight spaces, specialty piping, or if a company wants clean roots on the inside for processes to go through it, then you're going to see that. It's really big in the refinery industry, so refinery plants, mostly all the welds are done all with TIG just because you don't have to stop, there's no sparks, and they don't want sparks getting on any of the units or catching on fire because I was just at a nitrogen plant and they didn't want no sparks getting out anywhere. And they had ammonia there too, so they did not want ammonia lighting up, and just a single spark can cause a fire. So a lot of those plants, you'll see TIG for everything. And then also, you'll see TIG in the fabrication process with tight spots. So building roll cages, or if you're doing handrails or something that is really, really tight and you have a customer who's building $1 million mansion, you'll see it with that because they want pretty welds. So something that causes less spatter, is cleaner, and is better for tight spots, you're going to see TIG a lot more.
Okay, so those are the big differences between three really common processes: your MIG, your stick, and your TIG welding, and each one takes a different level of skill. So start out with the basics, get yourself improved as you go, and then look for a career that's in the type of process that you enjoy.
So hopefully you guys like this video. We'll be putting out more videos on our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. And also check out our website. We have links, and we also have shop for clothing and a virtual tour. Until next time, see you there.